Hey everybody, Rich from Elk Endeavors here. Hey, today I wanted to talk to you about the attractive character. I've been watching the thing on Facebook, on the 4% website that's about Facebook fan page domination by Anthony Morrison. I'm going to link it in the description below. It's really cool, and he talks about a lot of things that he does with Facebook and how he got all kinds of free traffic with Facebook. So there's a plug for that. You can take a look at that at your leisure. But what I wanted to talk to you today about was the first part of his presentation, in which he brings in his backstory, right? His origin story, and that's something that is something that comes from Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels, the origin story, right? So the origin story is something you've heard me talk a lot about in terms of not in those terms, but my origin story, which is why I got started. Like, what made me get started in affiliate entrepreneurship? And Anthony Morrison, when he's a really big internet marketer, has made millions of dollars. Huge influencer, and a lot of fun to listen to. But his origin story was that his dad put their entire retirement into a particular stock, and then the next day that stock lost everything. He lost everything. And so Anthony Morrison was like, this is unacceptable. I know that there's people making money online. I'm going to give it a try. And so that was his origin story, right? My origin story, I've talked about the Uber piece. I've been harping on that all week. And I've talked about also the bee in my pizza, right? The bee in the pizza story. You can go back and search for that story on my YouTube channel, and also my blog on Medium. But there was a bee in my pizza, and I refused to serve it to my kids, and that really made me think I need to make some more money so I don't have to serve this like second-rate pizza to my kids. And I didn't serve the bee to my kids. I will tell you that I did throw it away. Even though if it was just me, I probably would have just eaten it. But kids involved not eating the pizza with the bee on it. So what I wanted to talk about was so when we think about that's the origin story, and what makes the origin story important is that it adds to your likable character, right? I can't believe it. It's escaping my my memory right now. Oh my gosh. I can't remember what it is, so it'll come to me. But there's 5 traits of the character, right? The character traits that make you that want to be a follower and want to like a person. That you attribute to that person. I can't believe this is escaping me, but I'm not going to stop the video because I got my son's in the other room, and I got to make sure he's okay. So it's a likable character. We'll go with that for right now, and it'll come to me. I'm almost certain it'll come to me. So when we talk about this, the 5 traits that I have, I believe that make me likable to my audience. Number 1 is that I'm a combination. In terms of affiliate entrepreneurship, I'm a combination of my mentors, right? The things that I've been taught by Vic Stryjus and Russell Brunson from ClickFunnels. I'm a combination of those 2 ideologies and myself, right? And they're not too far away in terms of like what they believe in, and they're not too far away from what I believe in. So it kind of like all comes together. But that admirable character, that's not quite right, but I'm getting closer. But that's what makes me, that's part of that's number 5, I would say, that makes me a likable person, that is able to have clients and have followers, right? I'm trying to build a followership, and in order to do so, I have to have a character. I have to present myself as myself. Number 1, that's very important. Number 1 is that I'm myself. And number 2, that I have to be likable. I have to figure out what traits that I have that people will like, that will help me help them, right? And that's really important. So number 1 is I emulate certain people, Vic Stryjus, Russell Brunson, a whole mess of other people, because we all have similar traits, right? And there's some things that I disagree with them, and there's some things that I agree with them. Most things I agree with them, and they're the bosses. They're the ones that know how to do this. So I listen to them and I do what I'm told. But there's certain things that I might disagree with them in terms of other areas outside of learning how to build a business, right? So the next thing that people might like about me, and these are what I'm trying to do is help you sort of pull out the things that make you an attractive character. There it is, attractive character. I told you I was going to figure it out. The attractive character. I had admirable, but it's attractive character. So the second piece of my attractive character, besides my excitement and my passion, is the fact that I have a lot of experiences, very varied experiences, and I'm looking for more. Right? So I was in the Army. I went through college. I was in the Army. I rode my bike around the country for 6 years. That's like not many people have those stories, right? That not many people are able to tell those stories. And for the part that's really important for affiliate entrepreneurship is that I have to be able to tell those stories in such a way that it gets as many people interested in what I have to say as possible, right? So the fact that I was in the Army might not be interesting to some people. It actually might turn people off from what I have to say, but it's part of me, right? So I'm not gonna hide that. Being a cyclist, so I went from like Army soldier, very rigid, to being a cyclist, which is basically like a hippie on wheels, right? I had real long hair, long beard, Birkenstocks, the whole 9 yards, and that's a pretty big jump from those two things. So I have a lot of stories to tell, and that's a really important thing. And the third thing is that I'm trying to create more stories, right? A lot of people, I'm 46 years old, and so at this point in my life, like I could kind of be certainly not winding down, but like I could have my thing in place, right? I could be like, well, I vacation at Disney World every other year, and I just kind of like ride things out, right? I am just getting started. I'm telling you, I'm just getting started with what I want to do, with all the things that I want to see, and I've been able to see a ton of stuff through my experiences, but now I've got a family. Right? I've got 3 little kids and a wife, and we haven't done any of this stuff together. So all I am is a storyteller. But not all I am, but like I tell stories to my kids, right? But I want them to see stuff. I want to take them to Arches National Park and get them to see the sunset behind the Delicate Arch, right? I got figured it out, that one. I want them to see that. I want them to see a grizzly bear at Glacier National Park from a distance, right? Those are things that I was able to do, but I was by myself, right? I don't have anyone to remember those things with. They see pictures, they see stories, but I now I'm trying to create more stories. And being an affiliate entrepreneur is helping that endeavor, right? Because I'm trying to make the money and help. The more people I'm able to help, the more money that I can bring in, the more money that they can bring in, and they can make their own stories, and everyone has a good time, right? So that's really important. Number 4 is, or maybe number 2, most important to least important, whatever it is that I really try to keep myself real, right? Like I'm not here trying to tell you anything that I've done that I haven't done. I'm not lying to anybody. Like I'm documenting my journey, and this has been some awesome journey. Like I'm a completely changed person in terms from like February to now. When I started from February when I started to now, I'm completely different, right? And that's so important to me. So if I never made $1 in affiliate entrepreneurship, I would have that, right? I would have the difference in my character and in my attitude about my family and my future and my money and like all those things. Even if I never made a cent, I would have that, right? And unfortunately, like the process works and I'm able to make money. But what I'm saying is that even if I never had that's worth the price of admission, right? So I try to keep, I keep it very real. I've told people about sales loss, right? Like I had my first 2 sales, they were returned within the 30 days, right? So you make a sale and it's like you won the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden, day 29 and a half, you find out that, you're not getting the commission because the person returned the item, right? And it's such a drag, right? For like 2 minutes. And then it's like, well, okay, whatever. It is what it is. And it didn't make a difference. Like at that point, the commission was like $14, right? And that like it could have that $14 could have put me over the edge, and I could have been like, forget it. I'm not doing this. This is a scam. But it didn't even occur to me. Even if it was like $1,000 that I lost, I would have been like, well, okay. People return stuff. I've returned stuff, right? Like I'm waiting on a $400 refund from a supplement company right now, because I didn't like the product. So people return stuff. My point is that I've told you about that, right? Like I'm not gonna tell you that people aren't gonna return your things and people aren't gonna take it for the wrong reason. People aren't gonna. I mean, I haven't had anybody like commenting that they hate what I'm doing or anything like that. But that's someday that's gonna come, right? Because I'm gonna eventually I'm gonna be in a place where I have enough influence and people are gonna either like it or not like it. But my attractive character, right, is gonna sort of help me maintain that I'll be, for the most part, a likable person, right? And that's why people will follow me. And then finally, the most important thing I think is, and I was listening to Russell Brunson this morning talk about this, is my teachability index, right? And what I mean by that is that I'm willing to learn. That I'm a lifelong learner. I have a passion for learning. I really can't, I've been thinking about it all day, that I can't not learn. I'm so curious about things, and when I sink my teeth into something like affiliate entrepreneurship, I really go at it. And so this affiliate entrepreneurship it's so far off my radar, so far off kilter of anything I've ever done. So my learning curve is from the very, very bottom, and I've learned and figured out my way over this past 6 months, and I have a ton of learning to do. And if I told you that I knew everything, you'd be like, what are you talking about? Like that would be impossible. But many people who are I'm 46 years old, like I said, and I think many people at this point in their lives are done learning, right? Like I have a doctorate from the University of Pennsylvania in literacy, right? I could really kind of rest on my laurels and just sit back and be like, well, I have a doctorate, so you're not going to tell me what to do. That wouldn't do anybody any good, right? Because literacy change, everything changes. So if part of having a doctorate is sort of the certification that you will continue on with the discussion, right? Because I'm going to live another 50 years at least. Well, yeah, 50 years, maybe not at least, but 50 years is what I plan, right? And I'm going to be learning until then, right? And imagine how much my field is going to change. Imagine how much affiliate marketing is going to change. The internet, it'll be something completely different in 50 years. Who the heck knows? But I'm going to learn it along the way. And that's really, really important. And what makes that attractive, what helps make me likable is the fact that I'm humble enough to say, I don't know what's going on, or I need to learn this, or I need to skill up. That's what makes me that's what makes the teachability index an attractive part of my character, or part of my attractive character, I should say. So I wanted to talk to you about that today. That was I've been, obviously you can tell I'm really passionate about it. But the attractive character piece is really, really important, because if you're boring, or if you don't like to talk to people, or if you're not good on video, then don't do it, right? Then figure out another way. Be a writer. Write your way into success. I'm trying to do both, right? I love writing. I'm a good writer. And I'm trying to get better on video, and you can tell that clearly I don't have a script, because I forgot the actual topic name of the video as I was doing it. So this is something that I'm learning, and I love doing it, and I love communicating with people. So I hope you find these videos helpful. Please subscribe to my channel. Drop me a comment. Let me know how things are going. Check out the 4% Success Challenge if you're interested in that. I highly recommend it. My life is completely different because of it. And I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Have a great day.